Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Customer Success Rants and Musings. My name is Rick Adams from practicalcsm.com. And today's episode is on a topic: indirectly impacted users. And the reason why this is the topic today is because one of my students emailed me and asked me, why do customer success managers even need to think about indirectly impacted users? What's the necessity for knowing who they are and what they're doing? So let's go through it. So to begin this topic, we really need to understand what is a directly impacted user and what is an indirectly impacted user. So let me explain that first. So a directly impacted user, we're talking about the customer, we're talking about the users who do things within the organization. And the directly impacted user is the user who will actually use our solution, the product, the service, the software, whatever it is that we've sold and that they've now put into their systems and embedded in, that they're going to be using to follow the process that they need to do the things they need to do to get the results that they want. So the directly impacted users actually uses our solution, for the sake of argument, uses our software. So that is a directly impacted user. An indirectly impacted user does not use our product or our service, but they still have an impact in terms of change occurring to the processes that they are involved in. So they're not involved in the processes that use, for example, our software. But let's say so let's call them Group A. Group B are using our software. So Group B go ahead and use our software. And because our software is so much better than what they had before, maybe they're twice as efficient. So what happens is the output from that Group B, is now twice as much as it used to be before. And maybe that output then gets passed to this other person in Group A, the indirectly impacted user, who now does some other task using some other process that doesn't involve using our software, but it still needs to be done in order to get the outcome that the customer needs, ultimately, the business outcome. So there they are, suddenly being swamped with twice as much stuff that needs to be done, but they've had no communication, they've had no training, they've had no change to their process, they've had no additional tools, they've had no additional resources. What are they meant to do? So all we've done effectively is by making Group B more efficient without touching Group A, we've just passed the bottleneck along, okay? So what we need to do when we are thinking not just about making people more efficient in our software, which is great, when we're thinking about outcomes for the customer, is we've got to think about the whole chain of events. And we've got to say, well, if we make some changes here, will that indirectly impact anybody else anywhere else? And should we then be explaining to the customer, well, look, you need to think about what you're going to do about that as well. So that's why indirectly impacted users are interesting to CSMs, because they're going to be advising the customer, if you want the outcome you need, we've got to look at all of the chains of all of the different tasks that get done, and we've got to make sure that we're dealing with all of that sufficiently. Okay, so that's it from me, and I look forward to speaking to you in a future episode, and coming up soon. Bye for now.